1969, the 17-year-old Richards was already a star attraction on his home island of Antigua. In 1972, Richards was playing first-class cricket for the Leeward Islands.
He had a big influence on the smaller islands of the West Indies, who were outside the mainstream up until 1966. Viv started his first-class career in 1972, so it was only 6 years after the Windwards, who were St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Dominica, Grenada, and his own home island, Antigua, St. Kitts, the small islands, were brought in. And all of a sudden they had this star. So that made the small islands lift everyone there, gave them a tremendous boost of confidence.
In 1973, he was playing county cricket for Somerset alongside Ian Botham.
Somerset meant everything to him. That was his first big chance, as it was with me. So it meant a great deal to him, and we learned a lot. We learned about life together. We learned well, we didn't learn much about cooking, but we learned about most things together. And I was privileged and lucky enough to grow, and the two of us grew together. But to grow up, it was absolutely magnificent to watch his career going, and I would take as much interest in what he was doing as he would in what I was doing.
First time I played against Viv Richards, he was playing for, I think, the President's 11 at Montego Bay. And we didn't know who this guy was apart from the name Richards on the scoreboard. Jeff Hammond was bowling, no slouch, lively, could swing the ball out, and suddenly, bang, 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 3 balls in a row, straight back over his head for 4, very early in his innings. And then he's nicked one and caught behind, I think, something from a good outswinger. We've all gathered around and we're congratulating Bomber, as we used to call him, Bomber Hammond, on a good piece of bowling. And Bomber just shook his head. He said, you can't keep batting like that and getting away with it. And what we were to find out in later years was that Viv could keep batting like that and getting away with it.
3 future great West Indian players made their Test debuts in 1974. Andy Roberts, Gordon Greenwich, and Viv Richards.
He did come along at a time when the West Indies were all-powerful. The 1974-75 tour of India was his first, was Gordon Greenwich's first for Clive Lloyd as captain, and they all gelled together, of course, and felt confident. They were all confident. They felt they could do anything, and I think Viv's whole attitude rubbed off on the rest of the team.
In his first Test match against India, Richards struggled with the fast leg spin of Bhagwat Chandrasekhar. He made amends in the second, scoring 192 not out. In the inaugural World Cup final at Lord's in 1975, Viv Richards failed with the bat, but he still had a profound effect on the game.
Oh, and this must be a run out here. He must be out.
In an era when fielding standards reached new heights, Richards was supreme.
In that 1975 World Cup final, Australia v West Indies, he turned the match with his brilliant fielding. I mean, I think it was only his first, I think it could have been only his second match for the West Indies. And his fielding in the mid-wicket areas and the cover point areas was outstanding, and he ran 3 of the Australian batsmen out when they were really set and they were going, and I think if he hadn't run them out, I think Australia would have won it.
And very close is running out.
It's just the speed with which he moved in comparison with what we had in those days. I mean, I guess now with modern one-day cricket, he probably wouldn't have been that remarkable. But it was just, the man for the occasion. Here it was the final. West Indies got the better of it, and probably one of the key things was these 3 key run-outs.
The 1975-76 tour of Australia began badly for Richards. He failed to reach 50 in any of the first 4 tests. His place in the team was in jeopardy. Opening the batting for the last 2 tests and facing Lilly and Thompson, Richards made 30, 101, 50 and 98. His ability to take on new ball bowlers was recognised and his place assured.
When Viv Richards hit the ball, there was a different sound to it, it had a different energy. he was just something special. He's the godfather of one-day cricket. He's the one that invented the going down the pitch and the backing away, hitting over extra and doing all this weird and wonderful stuff. You know, he did stuff that great players dreamt of. God, I wish he played for Australia. Oh, over those years. But Sir Vivian Richards, they don't make him any better.
Viv Richards, all I'm grateful for is that I didn't have to bowl to him. The contempt he sort of gave to bowlers, you know, like everybody's walking out with helmets on and armour over the arm and rib cage protection. Viv used to walk out and you knew full well that you could see the brown skin through the shirt. You could see the cap at a rakish angle on the head and say, well, come on, you serve it up to me, mate, I'm ready for you.
Short ball straight away, and Richards confidently smashes it to the boundary. Oh, is he looking dangerous?